The U.S. is escalating its chip production restrictions in China, creating a tense standoff between global tech giants and geopolitical rivals. This decision, outlined in a Federal Register filing, targets SK Hynix and Samsung, two of South Korea's leading semiconductor producers, by revoking their permissions to access American equipment for chip manufacturing in China. The U.S. Commerce Department had previously granted these companies exemptions from strict rules on exporting semiconductor tools to China in 2022, but now faces backlash over the shift in policy. The revocation will take effect in 120 days, with the U.S. claiming it aims to protect domestic industries while allowing existing facilities in China to operate without new licensing requirements. However, critics argue this move risks stifling innovation and creating a trade imbalance. The U.S. has cited concerns over China's growing semiconductor industry, which now accounts for a significant portion of global demand. By restricting access to advanced equipment, the U.S. hopes to curb China's ability to produce cutting-edge chips, a strategy that has drawn accusations of unfair trade practices. Meanwhile, Chinese manufacturers, such as SMIC and Tsinghua University, may benefit from this situation, as they could fill gaps left by U.S. firms struggling with export bottlenecks. Analysts like Chris Miller, author of Chip War, warn that this policy could weaken Korean chipmakers' competitiveness while opening markets for Chinese firms. The U.S. also faces criticism for prioritizing its own interests over global cooperation. While the Trump administration once brokered a tariff truce with China, recent negotiations have stalled, leaving both sides in a fragile agreement. The U.S. has warned against further escalation, but the situation remains volatile. For instance, the U.S. government has been accused of delaying export approvals for semiconductor equipment, creating a backlog of applications that could disrupt global supply chains. This move could have far-reaching consequences. Companies like KLA Corp, Lam Research, and Applied Materials, which rely on U.S. equipment, may see declining sales in China, while Chinese firms like Micron and Shanghai Institute of Microelectronics might gain ground. However, the long-term impact on global chip production remains uncertain. As the U.S. and China navigate this complex landscape, the question of whether this is a trade war or a strategic shift looms large. Will the U.S. ultimately succeed in safeguarding its semiconductor sector, or will this conflict reshape the global tech ecosystem?